Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from Bumper to Bumper, cloudy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. What's your story, Morning Glory? What's your story? You know, one of the things that I'm very conscious of that you may not be is the power of repetition and continual conversations. You see, there's a statement in the class Bold that's taught at Keller Williams that says people will grow into the conversations you create around them. People will grow into the conversations you create around them. It's one of the things that I love when people talk to me about continuing education and continuing learning and why do you take that class so many times. It's a 7-week course I've taken. This will be my 10th time around. Well, why do you take the same classes over and over again? And I joke and I say, well, you know, for the same reason that every Sunday I show up and my teacher for the last 25 years has never changed the book because I haven't mastered what's in it. Does that make sense? That's not a story a lot of people are wanting to have, or a conversation a lot of people are not wanting to have, simply because it ain't fun. It ain't fun. It's more fun to have your ears tickled. It's more fun to have, oh, well, that was a great seminar. It's kind of like sometimes with my little kids when they go to Sunday school and they're like, it was great in Sunday school. It was awesome. It was so cool. And I'm like, what did y'all learn? And they were like, about Jesus? I'm like, for real? And that's adults, quite frankly. When most adults attend a seminar or an event, they're truly not attending, for the most part, expecting and anticipating that they're going to hear something they will connect with, tell themselves a new story and make a commitment to, and then go forth changed. Most of the time it's entertainment. It's like, okay, well, I get that. And so there's nothing wrong with that because people will grow into the conversations that are created around them. So what conversation are you creating around you? What conversation are you having with your loved ones, with your children? What conversation, most importantly, are you having with yourself? What's the story you're telling yourself? I repeat this subject again and again because it's my belief that many people have not yet mastered this. And by the way, mastery is a continual process. You know when you're in mastery when it becomes unconscious incompetence. So if you think about the 4 levels of learning, what I attempt to take people through is these 4 levels of learning. Phase 1 is unconscious incompetence. I don't even know what I don't know. Then you become aware of the material. Now you come into conscious incompetence. Ooh, that's a lot I don't know. Then as you begin practicing, and this is the phase of the 10,000 hours plus, you begin practicing, you become consciously competent, okay? Hands on the wheel at 10 and 2. Check my rear view mirror, check my side mirror, look the other side mirror, just like when someone's learning to drive. Conscious competence where you're walking yourself through it. Mastery is unconscious competence. This is where you're just in that flow because you've been doing it for so long and it has become part of who you really are. So on our path to mastery, we grow into the conversations created around us. So my challenge is, what story are you telling yourself about yourself? Is it a story of limitation? Well, if I only had this, if I only had that, if we only had enough money, we could. If we only had enough education, we could. If we could only catch a break in this harsh, cruel world, we could. If I was only 80 pounds lighter, I could. What is the story you're telling yourself? Is it a story of limitation or is it a story of possibilities? Stories of what's potentially available to you with a true commitment and some accountability and a very clear plan, which, by the way, that's what coaching does for a lot of people. Clear plan, knowing what to do daily, and accountability. That really increases the odds. That's why I have coaches pretty much in every area of my life that's important to me. Fitness coach, nutrition coach, clothing coach, parenting and marriage coach, business coach, development coach. I surround myself with folks who can help me fast track to get where I'm going. So the conversation I'd like to have with you today is, what's your story, Morning Glory? What's the story you're telling yourself? What is the story that you are choosing to communicate with yourself today? And is it powerful? Or is it laden with limitations that keep you from truly achieving and reaching what it is that's most important to you? Can I give you a very liberating principle to think about when you have the freedom to change your story? Here's the liberating principle. You don't have to understand how in order to have the desire. You don't have to understand how it's going to happen. You must begin with the end in mind and see a very clear vision of what exactly it is that's in your heart. And it's been said by many people that you couldn't even have the imagination. You couldn't even have that dream in your heart. You couldn't even possess that. It wouldn't even be there if your Creator hadn't endowed you with the ability to fulfill that. How powerful is that? So what's your story, Morning Glory? What are you telling yourself today? And most importantly, what will you choose to tell yourself every day until you see it manifest? Have a great day, guys.